about 70% of the total cost of livestock production is feed. So if the feed that we give to the animal not high quality, so that the performance of animal will be poor, and then you will lose money. Will not get profit from it. Okay, maybe you already know. I think we already you already learned about it. Maybe somewhere. Type of just repetition to remind us type of digestive system of the animals. First is the monogastric. Monogastric animals this is the simple stomach, very straightforward from mouth, stomach, intestine, and end up in at the simple stomach animals or organism such as human, ourselves also simple stomach, pigs, dogs, monkey, and also the chicken. And second one is the ruminants, multiple stomach, or some people say 4 compartment, but more suitable is multiple stomach because they have many compartment of the stomach. For ruminants is for cattle, sheep, and goat is 4 compartment of stomach, but for some other animals such as guinea pig, the mouse deer, they have only 3 stomach. Alright, and the third category or third type of digestive system is pseudo-ruminant. We call it pseudo-ruminants or functional cecum, or in some literature they say hind digester, such as the animals under this category is such as horse, rabbit, hamster, and guinea pig. Okay, the animal also can be classes based on type of feed they're eaten. Type of feed such as, for example, herbivores. Herbivores, these animals are vegetarians. They eat only plants. The example is cattle, goats, sheep, or they only eat plants. And carnivores, flesh eater, they eat meat. Mostly they eat mostly other animals such as tiger or lion, or they eat only meat or other animals. The third one is the omnivores. They eat both plants and animals. For example, the pigs. Pigs, they can eat plants and also can eat animals-based feed. Okay, what's contained in the feed? Our food or feed for animal is contain nutrients, and we call it nutrients. Nutrient is the chemical substance found in the feed material or food materials for human that can be used and are necessary for the maintenance, production, and health of animals. Because we need food or feed for animal for maintenance of our body or the production for the animal. They need to produce something, whether meat or milk or fiber. They need extra nutrients for that, and also for health, to maintain their health. We also need all those to maintain our health. Nutrients are needed by animals in definite amounts, varying of age, function, use, etc. So each animal need different amount of nutrients based on age, whether the animal is young or old, function, whether it's producing milk or not, and use, whether some animal use for their energy or for their drugs, such as the buffalo, to help farmer to plow the land, or you ride the horse. So they need nutrients.
Doktor,
Yes?
sorry to disturb. Ada student request nak masuk.
Alright. Okay. And the economic production of animals, if you keep the animals, especially the livestock, for producing food or for our farm animal, so we have to consider the economic production. Likewise, not if you keep animal as pet, such as cat or dogs, so sometimes we don't consider the economic production. We just spend our money for their requirement, but for farm animal, especially if you involve or you making living from rearing the animals, you open a farm to produce and to gain the income from that. So you have to ensure that your production activity is giving you the profit. Okay, meeting the total economic production of animal, meeting the total nutritional requirement. So what we should know is we should consider the requirement of the animals. These animal, what is their nutritional requirement? So we have to supply the amount that required by the animals. To doing that, we have to know the nutritional requirement, for the nutritional requirement of the animal, and also the nutritional value of the feed. So you have to know the type of the feed, what is their nutritional value, so that by you know both of these, the requirement by animal and the nutritional value of the feed, so that you can match it, so you can make it the requirement can be fulfilled by supplying certain type of of feed. Okay, nutrient. Basically, I think you already learned during your school days, and a nutrient is we have about 6 types of nutrients, namely carbohydrates, fats, protein, minerals, vitamin, and water. Okay. First is the energy feed. Energy feed from this nutrients, 6 nutrients. Energy feed and energy is needed for all life purposes. Without energy, you can't even move for anything. So deficiency of energy feeds will slow or stunted growth. Body tissue loss, lowering production of meat, milk, eggs, and fiber. So the carbohydrate is the most important source of energy, then fat. So in this one, from this energy feed is the carbohydrate and fat. Both nutrients provides energy, produce energy for us. Carbohydrate are more abundant and cheaper, very easily digested and turned into body fat, and easier storage than fat. Okay. Second one is the proteins. Proteins is the complex compounds made of amino acid. The building blocks of protein is amino acids. And in all plants and proteins contained in all plants and animal cells, and nitrogen content multiplied by 6.25 tell the amount of protein. So usually if you have sample of feed, what we do is in the lab is we find the nitrogen content, and the amount of nitrogen content can be we multiply by 6.25, and then we can get the amount of protein. Okay. Okay, plants make their own proteins. So we can some plants they have protein content as well, so that plants can make their own protein. So amino acid some are created by body, non-essential. We call it non-essential. Can be created by body of the animals. Even for us, some amino acid created from other nutrients. We call it non-essential. So some amino acid can't be made fast enough. We call it essential. So it must be furnished in the feed. So this amino acid should be contained in the feed, so that the animal can get this type of amino acid that they cannot create by the body. And okay, poor quality. The terms poor quality protein feed is the insufficient amount of essential protein. source of protein. Okay, animal proteins are superior for monogastric because it's better balance in essential amino acid. And milk and eggs are abundant in essential amino acid. So it is for us. It is important for us to take milk and eggs because it's contain most of the essential amino acid that our body can produce it. Okay, essential amino acid. Most likely amino acid to be deficient are lysine. Lysine, methionine, and tryptophan. And cereal grains are low in this. So if you eat cereals only, so you will you will deficient in lysine, methionine, and tryptophan. Ration with high amount of cereal grain requires supplement with protein with higher level of this amino acid. So another type of nutrient is minerals. Minerals are the inorganic elements of animals and plants, determined by in the lab by burning of the organic matter and weighing the residue. We call it ash. Okay, 2 to 5% of animal are minerals in the form of bone, teeth, part of the blood, and also fluid. The function is to regulate many vital processes in our body, in the body of animals as well. And there are 18 essential minerals animals. And deficiency of any one of these 18 essential minerals will cause the loss of production of the animals. Okay, usually minerals give three choices or in the ration and supplement for deficiency only. And trace element are in areas where soil is deficient because some soil usually rich in all minerals, but some soil is deficient in certain minerals, especially the trace minerals. So we have to supplement whether in the soil during fertilization for the crop, or we can put directly in the feed. Okay, macro minerals, that's the mineral that we needed in large amount, such as salt, calcium, phosphorus, magnesium, potassium, and sulfur. And micro minerals we need in small amount, such as manganese, molybdenum, selenium, silicon, zinc, chromium, cobalt, copper, fluorine, iodine, and iron. Okay, the function of minerals is to give strength to the skeleton. If you lack in minerals, our skeleton, the skeleton of even of the animals will be lack. Will be not strong. Give strength to the skeleton parts of the protein because some proteins they have also minerals inside it. And activate enzyme system. Enzyme system control fluid balance, regulate acid-base balance, exert effect on nerve or muscles, and engage in mineral vitamin relation. And another nutrients are the minerals, vitamin. Vitamin required in minutes amount of normal growth. Specific function. Vitamin, they have specific function, and vitamin, some are fat soluble and water soluble. So that fat soluble vitamin A, D, E, and K. And water soluble vitamin, okay, they have a lot water soluble vitamin, riboflavin, or some people say B2, vitamin B2, vitamin B1, B6, B12, vitamin C, and also biotin, chlorine, choline, folic acid, inositol, niacin, pantothenic acids, or vitamin B3, or PABA. All these are water soluble vitamin. Okay, that's why water is also important. Okay, beside other type of nutrients such as carbohydrate, protein, and minerals and vitamin, we also need water. Because water, even though it don't have any nutrients inside, it's the most vital of all nutrients. Because 40% of fat hogs to 80% of newborn lamb is water, and it is important for us to provide free access to clean fresh water all the time to our animals. Okay, now we move to feedstuff. Feedstuff or meat feed. Feedstuff is any ingredient or materials fed to animal for the purpose of sustaining them in terms of maintenance, production, and also health. And most provide one of or more nutrients. Usually our food or feed to animal, they contain all nutrients or more than one nutrient, such as if we eat, for example, if we eat rice contain most of the nutrient in the rice is carbohydrate for energy, but rice also contains small amount of protein, minerals, and also vitamin. And also feed stuff, our feed also contain non-nutritive things such as flavor, color, palatability, adding bulk, and preservative. Alright, feed classification. Okay, we can classify the feed for animal of into several classification, which is roughage, concentrate, byproduct feeds, protein supplements, mineral, vitamin, special feeds, additive implants, and injection. So we going to have a look each one of these. Okay, roughage. Roughage is a bulky feed, low in weight per unit. Very alright, it's contain more than this. We can call it the feed is roughage if it contain then more than 18% of crude fiber, and it's this roughage low in energy content. It is a natural feed of ruminants. And the example is the grass. Grass is roughage. A natural feed of ruminant, generally low in digestibility, high in calcium, K, and trace minerals, higher in fat soluble vitamin, and the content of protein is varies. And okay, for the example of roughage is pasture or grass, hay. We learned already in the previous class. Hay is the grass, conserved grass in the dry form. Varies from any, varies more than any other feed. Harvest at optimum time, cure properly, 20% moisture or less, and also the crop residues, such as corn stalk, straw, rice straw. All these are left in the field after harvest, because these crop they have their main product, and the residue usually left in the field after harvest, and that one can be used as animal feed as well. Fed to the right class of animal and supplements. Alright, still another example of roughage is silage. Alright, and also haylage. All these we learned already in the previous class. Green chop, fresh plants cut and chopped in the field, transport and fed to animal in confinement. 50% more feed value, extra equipment required, and harvest every day. In cut and carry, and other roughage. For example, all these are the residue or residue of the main production of plants, crop production, such as cotton seed hulls, corn cobs, sawdust, big tops, root crops, oat hulls, peanut hay, and newspapers. All these are roughage. And another class of feed is the concentrate. Concentrates, in terms of terminology, concentrate is the feed in high energy and low in fiber, under 18% of crude fiber, and need to substitute concentrate for each other as price changes. Availability and price is varies in availability and price. For example, the corn, sorghum, barley, rye, oats, wheat, and triticale. All these are grain. Grain are concentrate, high in carbohydrate. So another is byproduct feeds, feed left over from animal and plant processing or industrial manufacturing. This can be put under category of roughage or concentrate, depends on the crude fiber content. If the crude fiber higher than 18%, so we can say this is a roughage, and if less than that, it's a concentrate. Okay, byproduct feed, milling byproduct from cereal grains, oilseed, root crops, dried beet pulp and tops, distillery and brewing, unused bakery products, fruits and nuts. All these are byproduct feed that can be fed to the animals. And this one usually used by the farmer because it's effective and profitable use, because the price, usually the byproduct feed is cheaper. Composition we know already the composition, the nutrient content of this feed, so that we can formulate it to meet the nutritional requirement of the animals. And it's usually it's palatable and consumed by animal, and also not adversely affect carcass quality in terms of chemical residues and also the pesticide. All right. Another kind of feed is the protein supplement. Protein supplement, usually we call it protein supplement if that feed contain more than 20% protein. Animal protein supplements, for example, it can come from animal inedible tissues from meat packing. Usually, when we slaughter the animal, certain part only taken for our consumption, such as meat and other still contain a lot of protein, and that can be used to feed the animal, such as surplus milk product, marine sources, fish, feather meals. After we slaughter the chicken, the feather we don't eat it, but we can process it into animal feed. But even though it's poor quality, because we need to be we must hydrolyze it, and in some ration or feed of hogs or pigs, we cannot put more than 5% of these materials. Okay, plant protein supplement. The example is all seed byproducts such as soybean meal, cotton seed meal, linseed meal, peanut meal, safflower meals, and rapeseed meals. All these after all seed has been sent to the mills and extract the oil from that, from soybean, from cotton seeds, and the meal can be used for animal feed because it contains high protein. Okay, plant protein supplement. Hogs and chicken usually fed some protein feed of animal origin because it contains essential amino acids. Also, for ruminants, protein quality is less important, and also for pseudo ruminants, protein quality is still high if variety of feed is used. Okay, another protein supplement is non-protein nitrogen. Non-protein nitrogen sources, or we call it NPN. This is only for ruminant animals because ruminants can use non-protein nitrogen because ruminant contains microorganisms in the rumens, and these microorganisms can convert nitrogen, non-protein nitrogen into protein. All right. Non-protein nitrogen, the most popular non-protein nitrogen is urea, because this made from anhydrous ammonia, usually used as fertilizer, and it also can be used as feed additive and also for plastic. Okay, urea is the end product of nearly all mammals in the urine, and urea contains 281% of protein, and maximum limit of use of urea, we cannot give in the large amount urea because it can become poison to the animals, so we have to limit if we give it to the animals. Okay, slow release urea products, urea chemically bound to another compounds and decrease solubility, slower release of ammonia, and more uniform ammonia level all day. And this slow release urea is less danger than normal urea of urea toxicity. And another non-protein nitrogen source is the single cell proteins. Protein from single cell organisms such as yeast, bacteria, fungi, and algae. These organisms grown in sewage, protein by petroleum byproducts, sawdust, etc. soybean per acre. And for vitamin supplement, vitamin are destroyed by heat, sunlight, or oxidation and mold growth. So adult animal needs vitamin A, D, and E. But these vitamin B, C, and K can be synthesized. And sunlight is the source of vitamin D. But for hogs or for pig, they need vitamin supplement in their feed because they cannot synthesize those. And special feed such as colostrum, first milk given by mammals after parturition, after giving birth. In the milk, the early milk contain colostrum. It contain antibodies within 15 minutes to 4 hours after birth. And surplus colostrum can be frozen for up to a year or more. It is important for the farmer. The surplus colostrum can be frozen and can be used in the emergency situation. And can feed cow colostrum to lambs, etc. But some diseases are species specific. Okay, another special feed is milk eraser. It can replace colostrum, but it's fortified with vitamin, mineral, and antibiotic. Higher fat reduce diarrhea. Oil and fat and oil, acidulated soap, stock, tallows, and greases. And fat increases calories of the ration because it contains 2 and 2.25 2 and quarter times energy of carbohydrates. And feed also can be used to control dust in the animal feed. And molasses, another type of special feed is molasses. It's a byproduct from sugar manufacture. 3/4 of energy value of corn appetizer for the animals, reduce dust, and can be used as pellet binder. And molasses also stimulate rumen activity. And additive implants and injection, 80% of feed of food animals get some drug during lifetime. And chemical that regulate growth, modify rumen activity, improve feed efficiency, increase 15% of each year. And this lower the production cost, and but this one is unsafe if used improperly. Okay, in the feed also we have some feed additive, such as abortifacients to induce abortion in the feedlot heifers, because for the farmer, they don't want heifers or female animal to give birth because they want to slaughter that one. So they give additive to induce abortion, if any, and antibiotics also give, especially in the chicken industry produced by this antibiotic produced by living organism because they have bacteriostatic properties and usually used as growth stimulator and for better feed efficiency. Antibiotics, low level in the feed and low level used as stimulants, and if high is used as therapeutic to treat some illness in the feed through the feed. And also antioxidants also can be mixed to the feed to prevent oxidative fragility of fats. Other method is refrigeration, lack of light, and lack of oxygen to prevent oxidative fragility. Arsenical, all these materials previously widely used in the chicken, turkey, and swine industry, but now the government start to restrict the use of these materials. But for your information, these arsenicals used as growth promotion in chicken, turkey, and swine, and this material also can used to prevent coccidiosis in chicken and prevent dysentery in swine. And also another product is blood controls, such as blood guard, terramycin, and neoterramycin. All these are antibiotics. Alright. Okay. Buffers also mix to the feed and lessen changes in pH. Because changes in feed in the pH, feed pH will upset the microbial activity in the ruminants. As you know, the ruminants animal, for example, they contain microbes inside their stomach. So that if the acidity of the acidity condition of the stomach environment change dramatically, so it will upset the microbial population. Chemotherapeutic, similar to antibiotic, produced chemically instead of biologically to treat the animals, such as copper, given to increase feed efficiency. The amount is about 175 to 200 ppm. And another one is electrolytes substance. When dissolved in the water, enables solution to conduct electric current. Salt, it contains salt, replenish fluid loss from dehydration, diarrhea, hemorrhage, and vomiting. And this electrolyte can give orally if possible, or can be intravenous, direct to the veins if life threatening. So subcutaneous under the skin, subcutaneous the skin, and all those should be performed by the veterinarian. Another feed component is the flavoring agent to increase the palatability and feed intake. Another one is the hormones. Hormone chemical released by specific area of the body transported to another to bring about a physiological response, such as increased growth, milk production, and meat production. Alright, all these are the hormones. Implants is small pellet deposited under skin to promote growth. Alright, ionopause, all these. Another is the other additive, more inhibitor, probiotics, microbial cultures, steroids, and tranquilizer. All these can be fed to the animals. Feed substitution, substituting feed as price changes. We can substitute the feed if the price, if for example, if we always feed the chicken, for example, using corn. Corn is high in carbohydrate. If the price of corn is increasing, so we can substitute with, for example, the tapioca. Feed, but the feed composition we know, we have to know that because even though the tapioca is, for example, we're going to substitute tapioca with corn, substitute corn with tapioca because the nature of both are carbohydrate, but other component of it is different. So that we have to know that, and so we can substitute add what is less. It's also because palatability and quality is different, and some require preparation. Okay, that's for feed and feeding. So we're going to go into feed processing. But before that, is there any question for the previous topics before we can going to move to the processing part?
No question, Doctor.
All right. Okay, feed processing. Feed processing can be mechanical and others is what type. Okay, first processing is mechanical. Most of the feed are processed mechanically. For example, dehulling. Dehulling is removing the outer coats of grains, nuts, fruits, because hulls are high in fiber, low in digestibility. And second type of mechanical feed Distroding means the press. We press, push, and protruded through the constriction under pressure. Disrupt starch granules. This process. And another mechanical is grinding to reduce the size by impact or shearing. And rolling, compress into flat particles by rollers, if dry, break house and or seat coat. Steam, keep more intact. If you use rolling with steam. Another seat processing, beside that one is the mechanical. The second one is heat treatment. Heat treatment, heat can damage some nutrients, as you know. Not done for monogastric feed because it will damage some of the nutrients. Dry heat, such as micronizing using microwave, popping, rapid heat in sorghum, and roasting in the oven for corn and soybeans. And moist heat is cooking, such as for potatoes, beans, soybeans, for feed. And exploding, swelling caused by steaming under pressure. Flaking, steam rolling, longer steaming period. Pelleting, another heat treatment is pelleting, compacting and forcing through the die. Mechanized feeding, eliminate dust and feed on ground. And another type of feed processing is moisture alteration. For bran mash, steam with bran. With bran impaled at boiling water, cover and let stand. So this one, we call it moist alteration, drying, dehydrating, and constituted grain. Add water to the grain, stored in silos for 15 to 21 days. Another one is watered feed, soaking for 12 to 24 hours, and liquid and fat paste feeding. As you see, some farmer give they mix with water the feed, animal feed. So that one is we call it moist alteration. They don't feed the animal with dry feed, mixed with water. Another feed processing is we make it as block. Mineral, proteins, and energy. Liquid supplements in water, in molasses and urea, for trace mineral and vitamin. Fermenting, such as ensiling, all these are